So guys, rule. We can pretty much agree with that. But there are a couple struggles that men have to deal with that women just won't understand. Sorry to the 5 girls that always watch my channel religiously, this one might not be for you. So no one tells you this, but attached with the glorious attribute of being a guy comes certain struggles you're gonna have to deal with. And for today's video, we're gonna talk about them and how to solve them. The first one is swamp balls. This is one of the most uncomfortable and unattractive things that men have to deal with. Essentially, it's when you start sweating a lot, you collect moisture down there, it gets really muggy, stinky, and uncomfortable. So you can see how also that can be very unattractive. However, if you're an experienced individual, you already know there are solutions to this. One, make sure you keep the hedges trimmed. Keep in mind that hair collects heat and moisture, which of course induces swamp balls. And 2, make sure you use some sort of body powder. Now, what I'm gonna recommend to you guys for this problem is what I believe is one of the best body powders for swamp balls, and it's Chassis. Chassis is specifically formulated for dudes and trying to solve the swamp ball problem. And the best part is that it's 100% talc free, so it's completely safe for your boys. And it also uses other great ingredients like baking soda, which is great for absorbing and neutralizing any funky or stinky odors down there. But the best part of it is the user experience. You're gonna get a little tingly sensation throughout the day. It's kind of like a minty feeling down there. It's pretty pleasurable. Don't ask me why. And that's probably the best part. So if you're a guy that suffers from swamp balls, you've probably already heard of Chassis and know that this is the best thing to solve it and fight it. If you haven't, I'm gonna have it linked below so you guys can check it out. Number 2 is a hair struggle. So needless to say, dudes are always suffering to try to fit in that perfect balance of hair ratio where you have a nice full beard, a nice full head of hair, no hair on your back, and what many would consider perfect. But for some reason, that's just never the case. So it's like you're always in a constant battle. You got the dude in the 30s that has a patchy beard. Should he shave it or keep it to look cooler? And then you got that same dude in his 20s with a receding hairline. Should he shave it or keep it? Now, of course, there are solutions to all of this, and the best solution to it is understanding right grooming habits. So give the guy with the patchy beard. We have a whole video on how to make a patchy beard look fuller just by proper grooming tactics. It's a little old, but you can watch it up here. You can also use natural products like biotin or coconut oil that makes your hair naturally fuller. Number 3, having to make the first move. So for some reason, society has made it a rule that the guy has to make the first move to approach that person that they like. And I'm completely fine with that. I think it's exhilarating. But what happens is we're the ones always labeled as creep, when in reality, all we're doing is scoping out the place and multiple times scoping out the person that we're interested in just to make sure that there's not a lot of people around when we get rejected. That's not creepy. But what they see is a creep in the corner looking up and down at her, and then you're labeled a creep. The solution for this one's actually quite simple. It sucks, but it's simple, and that's practice. You see, the more you practice approaching women and getting to talk to new people, not only are you gonna become more comfortable with it, your fear of rejection is gonna go down and your confidence level is gonna go up, which is gonna make you look more attractive, more natural, and a whole lot less creepy. 4th struggle that men have to deal with is shaving. So sure, yeah, women have to shave as well, we'll give her that. But shaving your face, this is a whole other ball game. Having to put a blade against your face, it takes skill. And when you have reached that scenario of having to shave, you're faced with 2 scenarios. Either leave that awkward caterpillar or patchy, scraggly beard, or shave and walk around with nicks, cuts, and ingrown hairs, which by the way, burn when you take a shower. So a solution to this is actually very simple. 2 steps. The first one, buy quality razors with very sharp blades. Why? Because sharp blades are gonna easily glide through your face and cut that hair with ease, and there's not gonna be any pulling or scraping to your face. So the sharper the blade is, the less nicks, cuts, and ingrown hairs. Now, in line with getting an extra sharp razor, you also need to have the right tactics to wield this sword. You're like a samurai. So always up and down, and never, for the love of God, go side to side. Number 5, when your boys need adjusting. Every single one of you has lived through this before, and the worst part is when they need adjusting, when you're in public, when you're around a lot of people. So you're just walking, you're minding your own business, and then it happened. If you take another step, you already feel the pinching. the squeezing, maybe the awkward sticking of your sack against your leg, or maybe a hair pulling. There's a lot of scenarios that could have gone wrong, but the one thing that you know for sure, you need to adjust. So of course, there are solutions to this. The best one is quality underwear. If you wear boxer briefs that are very loose or underwear that's outstretched, you have no support, and you can pretty much rest assured that this is going to happen to you frequently. If you buy underwear that has a lot of support, it reduces the chances of having to be adjusting constantly. There's also the coin in the pocket trick. To learn more about that one, you can watch this video above here. Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful, and I could make some of these struggles less struggle-y. So we made a new word as well. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to drop us a like down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and to our second channel, and check out Chassis and the sponsor of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check them out and give them some love. It's a great powder to solve that swamp ball problem. That's it from me in today's video. See you next time.